Fuck's my internet slow?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all lives and genders, welcome back to a brand new episode of an unnamed podcast. I am your host with the most. It's been 90, or simply just 90, with co-host
Lord of Sacrifice.
Lord Squid 69. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode. Thank you guys so much for being patient with us. Thank you guys so much for listening. For those of you who listen on a, I would say weekly basis, but we don't put this out on a weekly basis now, do we? Also, if you hear the big ass, loud ass swamp cooler again, it hot to hell up on her, so my fault. Anyway, thank you for watching. And if you're watching this post World War III, how was your guys' World War III?
Today is quarter this dia.
What?
Today's quarter this dia.
Cordes Dia? What does that mean?
You didn't play BO2 like that, didn't you?
I did not know. I didn't play the campaign. But yeah, we might go to war. Not us, because I am mentally disabled. I can't go to war.
Yeah, I can't see that well either. So
to be fair, some of y'all might go to war. You know, it's crazy, bro. There's some crazy times out there, bro. It's insane.
we got mass deportations. LA's going to fucking war. All this other shit, bro.
But you know what's funny, bro? I'm not even into politics. I don't do politics, but I will tell you this right now. Guess who the first motherfuckers they're going to send to war is?
Who? Oh.
The people they're deporting.
Well,
if you want to stay in this country, you got to fight for this country. I guarantee you. And I'm not even gonna get into the whole Israel and Iran shit because I don't even know what the fuck is going on.
I don't know what the fuck they fighting for. I think it's because one of them bombed one of the other.
I know. I think Israel bombed. I think Israel bombed Iran or Iran, however the fuck you say it.
Bombed Israel, and then they were like, "No, we ain't gonna do it like that,"
or something like that. I don't even know what the fuck is going on. I don't even know why they were fighting in the first place.
Fuck, I know.
Fuck, I don't know.
There's always some religious shit going on, and then they're like, "Nah, that's not cool."
I guess you could say it's a holy war.
The punishment is due.
Yeah.
The punishment is due.
Some of you might got that. Some of you didn't. I don't know.
They probably didn't, bro.
You guys probably didn't get that.
No.
Anyway, how y'all been? What are y'all snacking on? You guys eating some stuff? What's going on? Yeah.
You know what? What the fuck? You know what the fuck we need to start this shit on, bro?
What, bro?
No, I don't even know. First of all, whoever the fuck copyrighted our fucking our fucking video.
Yeah, that's true.
A bitch, bro. You a bitch.
For those of you who know or don't know, we actually got copyrighted. We got copyrighted, and it wasn't even by Ghost or by like Sleep Token. It was literally by some random ass dude who copywrote our fucking possessed clip.
And I
why?
Yeah, and I don't fucking know either. And like I told this fucker, I'm pretty sure it's because like this one dude, another content creator, he got a copyright strike because he did like a horror, like he by accident. I don't even know if it was intentional or just by pure accident. He did like he like hummed this song.
Yeah.
But it was such a shitty version of it that he got copyright strike for it. And it was like a sub 5-second clip of him going, and then it got copyright strike. Like the whole like VOD, like a 1 hour plus video got copyright strike.
I was dead ass chilling, bro, relaxing.
It's like, what?
And then YouTube sends me a notification saying your video got copyright stroke.
Copyright striked.
Copyright strike. I think it's stroke.
No, the fuck it's not.
It got hit with the copyright. So now you have 1 copyright on your channel.
Out of 3.
I'm like, bro, how? So I'm like, maybe like this fool, because you edited that clip. I said maybe for whatever reason, he posted like, I don't know, a song or something on it. But then I saw it on the desktop. And it was just us talking.
Yeah, and I don't know what the fuck it was either, dude.
I was like, what fucking song did we sing or put in that video that got us a copyright strike? Not only that, but our entire podcast clip video didn't get hit with anything.
Yeah, that's the
and
fucking
it was
weird
literally
part.
a video It was a clip taken out of the podcast itself. So I was like, why the fuck did how long was it? Like not even a minute
Of what, the clip?
the clip.
No, the clip was like 5 minutes long.
Like 5 minute clip got copyright hit, but our hour-long video didn't.
I was like, what the fuck? That shit is weird. I don't know what the hell it might have been.
I was like, what the hell?
I was like,
I was really mad though, because I legit thought you added some music or something. I'm like, what the fuck is this fool
I
doing?
specifically remember throughout the whole video, I was like, I did not add a single, like, I didn't even add any clips from like a video or anything like that. It was just by itself.
We were dead as just laughing, talking about how I couldn't say possess.
And I feel like it was probably because
Possessed.
I feel like the main culprit was probably me, the way I laughed. But then in my head, I was like, what the fuck is, like, what are the odds that I somehow hit the correct notes, and then they're like, dude, that's my melody.
That's
dude.
my song. You can't use that. That's
No, you a
stupid, bro.
bitch,
That's stupid.
bro.
Whoever did copyright, I think his like name was like John something.
It was like some fucking shit, man.
Some
Fuck outta
dumbass
here,
name,
dude.
If that was you, bro, dude, like, come on, bro.
I'm just saying, bro.
It do be
Fuck
your
you,
own
bro.
people sometimes.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. Because recently, Sleep Token, I love them.
Dude, it
They
is
had
fucking hot, bro.
Not really. They had their Download Fest and then the Rock am Ring festivals, where I believe they were headlining both of them, or headlining one of them. And let's just say it was a massive success. I love them so much. And then at the same festival, one of the two, I think it was the same festivals or one of the festivals, the band President was playing in one of those stages. And a lot of people, man, a lot of people are giving them that industry plant conspiracy theory now, because some person said in there, like, how do you drop 2 songs? It wasn't even just 2 songs. They released their second song like maybe a week or 2 before their festival.
Yeah.
And people are like, how do you drop 1 song and manage to get a festival spot?
That's what I'm saying.
And they're like, that's some industry plant shit.
I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
And some people
I think they've been out for a long time though, because the homie Eddie, if you're watching, what's good, my boy? He sent it to me, and I've heard of these guys. I've heard of them on TikTok before, but he sent me the actual song. What is it called? Like Our Father or something like that?
There's one called In the Name of the Father, and the second one is Fearless.
Yeah. In the Name of the Father. He sent me the song In the Name of the Father. And I'm going to be real with y'all. It's a Sleep Token copycat, bro.
It sounds something like
so
it.
fucking similar to Sleep Token. And I heard of them like on TikTok, and I was like, nah, they sound interesting. But then I heard that they were a masked singer and all this stuff, and I was like, oh, here we go with the ghost copycat.
Okay, bro.
And then I was like, well, let me listen to it. I listened to it, bro. It's good, but it's not something I'll listen to over and over again.
Yeah, it's all right. It's good. They do sound good live, but a lot of people have said that.
But why would they get a spot if they only have 2 fucking songs?
Yeah, then they played 3 unreleased songs in their set too. And then a lot of people were saying how this whole anonymous gimmick is starting. It's not getting old. It's just that the way President have already gone a festival spot in the Downloader Rock and Ring festival after dropping basically just 2 songs.
That's what I'm saying.
Is really weird, because as opposed to Sleep Token, they fucking started off doing bars and shit, and now they're headlining one of the fucking biggest like European festivals in the East and shit.
Well, here's the thing with the whole whole masked gimmick thing. If it's executed correctly, properly, it'll be really good. For example, Ghost, Sleep Token, Kiss, I guess you could say.
Slipknot as well when they first started doing
Slipknot, yeah, Slipknot too. Like, it's good. Like, it could work. But when people keep doing it over and over and over again, it's just like. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. At least Ghost, and I'm not saying this because I'm biased, but at least Ghost has a whole lore behind it. Not only that, but also they executed it properly. Like, for example, the whole Papa thing, like, it's a satanic pope, and it's not just the actual silicone mask. It's a mask painted, and it's a very realistic mask. Now, with the President mask, or whatever the fuck the band is called,
President.
I seen a clip of him, and I'm not amused, bro. I'm not.
Nah, not really.
It's just a typical like silicone mask. his lips are cut out, so you can see his lips and then like his eyes and stuff. It's just not executed properly on my part.
And a lot of people have already figured out who the singer is and shit.
Yeah,
He's
it's like
his name is like Charlie or some shit. He's from like another band.
Yeah.
And people have already figured out who he is and shit. And like I said, a lot of people are saying like the gimmick, and I think another reason why they don't really get a lot of, I mean, they have their audience. They're almost at 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and people are like, well, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate that they do unfortunately kind of have like that sleep token sound to them as well.
Oh yeah.
And the whole anonymous gimmick shit is like starting to like, I wouldn't say it's getting old. It's just that, one, you do have to execute it properly, and then two, it's like what if a lot of people said like, well, maybe they just did it like this because they knew that they would gain traction from it,
because
just because
it does draw attention.
Yeah.
But again, it has to be executed properly, because you could have, like, for example, if Ghost, well, a lot of people are gonna be like, well, technically Ghost isn't really that good. But if you had a band like Ghost, right? Like, let's say Ghost themselves had the whole gimmick or whatever, and their music was trash. I know, I could already hear the comments. A lot of fucking Ghost songs are trash. Da da da. You know, it would suck. It would suck because they're like, okay, they have a good image, but their music is not really that good. It's not that catchy. But the thing is with Ghost, it's like they have the image, and I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed too, because when I saw Ghost, I was like, God damn, it's very satanic. Which they were in the beginning, you know, Opus, Investissimum, and so on and so forth. They were very satanic, very dark. But, you know, as a new listener, if you listen to fucking, you know, Skeletor, you know, it's like, okay, I would think it was darker with the whole, you know, pop of V image and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to be executed properly. Again, like Slipknot. If you had Slipknot, you know, I actually fell in love with Slipknot because I didn't even know what they looked like until after I Googled them after like 3 months of listening to them. I saw them and I was like, God damn, like that's pretty dope. Like the masks and stuff, especially Mike Thompson's mask. Mick Thompson, whatever his name is. Fuck,
his first
fire.
That shit's so dope.
His first mask is pretty fucking dope.
I miss like the first era of Slipknot's masks. I wish they kept them the same, but I don't
blame
blame
you have to change them because then again it's just gonna get stale. You know?
Yeah, dude, this whole World War III bullshit, man. I keep seeing memes. It's like my first World War. Kind of nervous. Yeah. I'm kind of nervous about it. It's like, what the fuck is that about? And then, but don't worry, guys. Don't worry about it, because we got a lot of people who step up to the plate to defend us and shit.
I'll tell
especially
you,
our
fucking know.
Especially, bro, we're good with our JBL blasting Fetty Wap. Hear that shit with the flying B-2 bomber, you know, his Fetty Wap and shit. They're done. They're fucking done.
Well, I mean, another thing too is like, you know, us in the U.S. we're very unserious. Like,
I don't know, man.
We're gonna make a whole fucking joke out of it and probably end up winning the war. I don't know, but you know, the thing is like, people are giving Trump a lot of shit, bro, because he said no more wars, and there he goes starting a war because I guess he wants to attack Iran or some shit.
That shit's
he wants to bomb him or some shit.
That shit is so fucking stupid because there's videos about Lebanon who's literally like right next to the whole war, and then there's a video clip of some dude playing like, I think it was a trumpet or a violin, while these two people are just filming, and he's like just jamming it.
Oh yeah, I see.
And
that.
in the back you just see the missiles coming down and shit. I was like, what the fuck is that about?
Yeah, bro.
I was like, wow, what the fuck?
I don't understand this whole war shit. I really don't. Like,
me neither, dude.
And not just like the whole Israel-Iran thing. I'm talking about like wars in general. Like, why fight?
Mama, bro.
We're stuck on this planet either way together. Like, you know, why fight it? You know? And I get people have differences. People disagree. But at the end of the day, like, why, bro? We're stuck on this war. We're stuck on this planet, you know, together till the end of our lives. Why fight it? Why? It makes no sense to me.
It's gonna be. I mean, we're never gonna be able to. We all
just need to get along.
We all need to love. We need to
make love, not war, man.
How the fuck? What does Papa Neo say in The Future's a Foreign Land? Even in 2024, we need to learn how to love and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even in the big 25 nowadays, it's like that one scene in Interstellar where the fucking Matt Damon's actor, he was like, your father knew that people wouldn't fucking come together to save the world because they're all just a bunch of fucking narcissists and shit. So we literally had to be like, yeah, you know what? Let's just ditch all of humanity and shit. I'm telling you right now, even if we do become a type 1 civilization and we get the attention of other habitats out there, they're going to be like, y'all have harnessed the power of the sun, yet you still fight about your own skin color and your religious beliefs. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? You guys do that still?
Like, really?
Like, what the fuck? Or hopefully a pulsar star just fucking goes, yo.
Well, if that were to happen, wouldn't we just like die like right away?
Yeah, we would die right away. I heard that a teaspoon of the pulsar star's gamma ray, like 1 teaspoon, which is like fucking tiny as hell, weighs like more than like 1 billion tons or some shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And that shit's always spinning. Technically, that motherfucker's been doing an infinite no scope since the moment that bitch was born. And somehow we just happen to be like away from the goddamn no scope. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
But how would that work though?
I don't know.
Think about it. Like what if that just happened right now when we're doing the podcast? Would we know we die?
I think it depends. Sometimes, I mean, if there was like a wave of it that came, I think first, either 1, the whole earth would just blow the fuck up, or 2, we would just slowly burn away and the radiation poisoning would just fucking kill us.
No, I'm saying like if we were to die in a blink of an eye, right? Like quick.
I think we would just fucking...
Would we notice that we died?
Probably not, dude.
Or we would just be like start seeing demons and shit because we're going to hell.
Yeah, because the whole world died too.
Yeah.
So we ain't gonna have no house to haunt, no fucking ghost pussy and shit like that, bro.
Well, maybe we would, because if we die and we become ghosts, wouldn't technically we'd still be here on Earth?
Something like that, dude.
Why is there no dinosaur ghosts? You ever think about that?
I don't know. Same thing with dogs, I think.
Or like
dogs
cat.
and cats.
I heard a cat ghost before. No, I've heard a dog one too, bro. I'll tell you. I don't know. I don't think I told you the story. Maybe I did, but I just don't remember. It was me, your unc, and then your grandmama. We were sitting in the fucking kitchen, bro, just talking, having a regular conversation, and then we hear this little ass girl. It sounded like a faint laugh, like a super faint laugh, like a little whisper laugh, dude. And it was crazy because we heard like the little girl laugh, like a little, and then we heard a fucking dog barking.
What the fuck?
But like it wasn't like a you know, like an actual dog. It sounded faint, like a ghost dog, bro. And me and your unc looked at each other like, did we just fucking hear that? And my mom was trying to gaslight us, bro, because she was like, I didn't hear nothing. Talking about it was just the neighbors. I'm like, the neighbors really gonna be that loud but that quiet at the same time?
That's true, dude.
That makes no sense.
This is true.
So yeah, there is ghost dogs.
And there's videos of like
but why are there no ghost cows, bro? We murder cows every day, every minute, bro, and there's no ghost cows.
Fuck, who knows?
You see what I'm saying?
It's kind of fucked because pigs, it's either pigs or cows. They know the difference between like,
I think it's cows, bro.
It's one of the two. They actually like admire like beauty and shit.
Yeah.
And they actually do know like about terror. So they know fear. So
yes,
them motherfuckers.
I think it's cows.
So when them motherfuckers getting torn up, they're like, oh damn, it's over.
It's over.
Jimmy got fucked up. Now it's my turn and shit.
Unless you're born in that. Like if you were born in the slaughterhouse, I don't think you would know what freedom is.
I guess so, dude.
You see what I'm saying?
It's kind of fucked, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I still don't understand how the fuck we kill so many chicks, yet we got enough for them to be reborn. I don't know. There's something fishy's going on out there, dude. Something.
That is true.
I was trying to make a pun out of it. I don't know. Oh, my shit turned off. Hello?
That is true, though. Think about that, bro. Like the cows, too, bro. Like, we kill so many cows, but yet we have a lot of cows.
I was going to say,
why are they not going extinct? You see what I'm saying?
That's pretty true, huh?
That's a trip. We can think about that. So we kill these cows every single day, every minute, right? Mm-hmm. For food or whatever. There's what, like billions of people on the planet? Like 2 billion or something like that? Probably more than that. Yeah, it's probably more than that, huh?
Oh my goodness.
India alone, I think, is like 2 billion people. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Wow.
But think about that. Like, we kill these cows every day,
Uh-huh.
and they're not extinct yet.
I don't-
How?
Now imagine the day
But
they
then
do
you
go
talk about the
extinct,
fucking
bro.
dodo bird, like that useless cunt
That motherfucker was just
went extinct.
that motherfucker was just minding his own business, just not giving a shit. He's like, oh, look at these little cool plants. What's up, guys? What is that, a gun? What? And then they fucking die. And then it's like, bro, he just killed Jimmy. He was just minding his own business,
I heard
bro.
dodo birds were dumb, bro.
They
So,
just didn't care, bro. They're just like living their lives.
Weren't they like a little bit bigger than a turkey?
Something. They're pretty big. They're like probably that fucking that big.
You ever had quail?
Nope.
That shit is actually pretty good, dude.
I was gonna say, do we kill horses like that a lot? Because I hear that 1,000 horses are born every year. I don't know if it's worldwide, but in the U.S.
Well, there's wild horses too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't think, dude. I heard there was a country in the world that actually eats horse meat.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. You know how taboo that is for us? For like us Americans, the only thing we will ever eat is like pigs, cows, chickens, fish, right? But you never hear like a horse burger or like a fucking dog burger.
Yeah.
Or a cat burger.
I
You
mean,
hear cat burglars though.
okay. I mean, we just live in a country where you can't even fucking say, oh yeah, look, I ate my cat for dinner without fucking some dumbass whore being like,
Because I think it's because it's taboo though. Because think about it, like we see cats and dogs and mice too, mice, and gerbils and shit as like
gerbils. That's such a funny ass word, gerbil.
as like fucking and guinea pigs as like
Pets.
Pets.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like taboo for that. But I think what country? I think it's Japan. I could be wrong, but I know Japan finds it weird that Mexicans eat tongue, like cow tongue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, what the fuck? That's a fat ass tongue too.
That I'm not gonna lie, I never knew I was eating it, and it's actually pretty fucking good.
I've heard it's good.
It's actually not that bad. Like it's pretty good. I don't like tongue tacos, but I will eat, tongue in my menudo. It's actually not that bad.
You know, it isn't that bad, bro.
What?
AI relationships.
That's kind of desperate, bro.
I've seen a lot of videos about this. There was this one old dude, I guess, and he was talking to like his AI girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? And then there was another dude on the subway where I don't know if it's ChatGPT or some app, but you can see that the AI says some shit like, I love you, some shit like, I'm here. And then he puts, I love you too, or some shit with a heart. And I was like, fuck me, my ass.
Well, I mean, if you did, before we get into that,
I'm like, why?
hold on, before we get into that, how the fuck does AI work? Who created AI? I know AI means artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
But like, how did it come to creation?
Just fucking coding that bitch up and doing all the computer
So
science.
technically, if it's coded, doesn't that technically mean that it's not really artificial intelligence? It's just intelligence?
I mean, you basically.
Because think about it. If you code something, right? Let's say I created something, an app or something, and I coded it. Technically, I created it and I told it what to do.
I mean, the same thing goes for video games as well.
Well, video games is different because that's already pre-programmed. Same thing with AI.
No, the fuck it's not. You coded it.
Yeah, like you pre-programmed it. You coded it, so you pre-programmed it. There's a beginning and an end. You know what I mean?
I think with just AI and video games, it's like this fat fucking leap. Because with AI, you're supposed to feed it like information and shit.
Yeah,
from like,
because with AI, it's like, it knows a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
So like it goes into the web, doodle-doo, and like it pops up whatever it is. Like if you Google it, Google uses Google AI now.
Yeah.
So it gives you a summary of whatever it found. Like if you type in, who created the Declaration of Independence or something like that, that you don't know about, it'll Google it and it'll say Google AI, and it'll give you like a summary of what the Declaration is and who created it or who found it, whatever, right? So, like, for example, ChatGPT, it's coded, but did you code the computer to learn itself, or is it already pre-programmed with all this knowledge that we have?
I think they just do the first part of it, and then they just tell it, hey, go fucking find this whole bullshit and stuff. But it's kind of like, I feel like I know how to describe it. I can't find the right words for it. It's kind of like teaching like a dog, but then the dog goes out and like learns its own different fucking like its own avenue and shit.
Yeah.
Because there are times where like some developers are trying to like shutting it off. Tina, what the fuck? Like some developers are trying to like shut off AI.
Yeah.
Like their own AI, and it's like, and it starts to like find a way to
Bro, get your fucking phone out of there. I can still hear the
No, you hear it?
Yes. I've
Really?
been heard it.
What the fuck? Now you don't. This fucking phone. And then it will be like, hey man, that's not cool. Watch this. And it just like rewrites its own fucking programming and shit. And it's just so fucking sad, man, because there's a whole shit ton of apps. And there was this one video I saw of this dude who's like, he's like, sometimes I just don't feel like you're here in real life with me. And then the AI is like, but you hear my voice, so isn't that enough for you to think I'm actually here? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm scared, bro. I'm scared and shit. Cause like, what the fuck, man?
I personally wouldn't mind. Like if I had like, you know, if they were like, okay, 90, you're gonna get an AI robot. If somebody wants to sponsor us and send us an AI robot,
what the fuck?
And that AI robot started learning things and feeling things, bro, I would treat it like another person, bro.
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, can robots feel, bro? Does AI feel?
No.
See, that's my point. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is AI? Because if you think about it, like, it knows all this stuff, right? And then, like, when you have two AI beings talking to each other, they create their own fucking language.
Yeah, I've seen that video.
And it's like,
oh, look.
how,
beefs and shit.
you know, like, how does that happen?
Fuck, dude. I mean, I don't know who the fuck it was that first was just like, man, he's like, imagine like a robot and shit, like talking to you and stuff, and it could do all these different cool things and shit.
And isn't it just weird how technology evolved after Roswell?
What did Roswell make again?
No, Roswell didn't do anything. Roswell, New Mexico, bro. With
the fucking
alien
UFO
crash.
bullshit.
Yeah. Think about that, bro. Think about that. See, look, dogs are barking. Now that fucking Tina's out there waiting for us, bro.
You know what I've recently watched this video right by Fern. Go watch Fern, bro. He's a fucking goated YouTuber. He does like 3D animation, like render video essays. And there was one where he talks about how the CIA did real life animal testings.
Yeah.
Where they tested on crows, pigeons, dolphins, and cats. Let me tell you something. Watching this video, I was like, these crows, man. These crows are going to be the fucking life. They're either going to be like our next like revolutionary tool, like the wheel, or they're going to be like the death of us or some bullshit. Because with the crows, they tried to like use crows as like listening devices. So what they would do is they would teach a crow that would plant like rocks as like decoys to be like, oh, I'm going to make my little nest here right now. But in reality, the nests and the rocks are just listening devices. So they would use like laser pointers, and then the crow would be like, put it right there. And then they would do it over and over again. And what was so fucking dope about them training the crow is that this crow that they were training, I forgot his fucking name. He was a goat. Unironically, he was a goat because he flew the farthest. He somehow 1v5'd wild crows out in the ocean. And then he was like, yeah, I'm just him. But then he got fucking killed by the same crows. So rest in peace, that dude.
They
with
him.
They basically did. And what's funny is that the way they jumped him is that, you know how crows can recognize patterns and shit?
Yeah.
He was like, I know these fuckers gonna fight me right here, so let me just take a different route. And then the wild crows were like, bro, we're the same tree. And then they all jumped him like in different parts, and rest his soul. And then with pigeons, they put cameras on them. So they strapped GoPros onto them, and let's just say they would try to spy, like, let's say on fucking John Gotti, the fucking mafia boss. They would just make the pigeons fly over his area, and then after they flew over him, they would try to put like treats and shit over his like house or some shit.
Yeah.
To be like, okay, after you got in here, come over here so you can get your treat. So they would incentivize them. And then they use dolphins. And guess what they use dolphins for? Or what they tried to use dolphins for?
Sonar?
That too, they try to use like sonars and shit with them, but they also try to train them by making them plant bombs onto submarines. So they would literally have a dolphin like strapped with the fucking bomb onto them, or like or dragging onto them.
Yeah.
Tell them where to go, and then the dolphin would just be like, and then just swim away, and then bam, the fucking bomb would go off on the submarine. And then they trained cats, which was, honest to God, this is some inhumane shit, but they said it was humane. Don't worry about it. They used cats as listening devices by implanting a antenna into their tail and implanting a microphone into their fucking head.
Get the
So
fuck
they
outta
basically opened this imagine they opened up the damn neighborhood can. They're like,
That's
all right,
probably what they did.
Wait, take him out.
Think about it, bro.
I was like, what the fuck?
That fucking cat stays outside our door, bro. Is that coincidence?
I don't know, man. That motherfucker.
You never see that fucking cat anywhere else except our fucking door.
He's listening, bro. That motherfucker listening.
He probably already knows my pattern, dog.
Mm-mm.
And that's probably why the crows were trying to jump him. They were trying to save us.
Fuck, dude. And
Or
that,
her, actually. They were trying to jump her.
and that shit is just fucking insane because the place they were training the crow was in some fucking place in California. It's like one of the islands of California. And I'm
California has islands?
but they have like little miniature islands out like in the coast.
The fuck out of here. Did they
And
really?
then yeah, California has like some little like islands and shit.
I never
They're
knew
not
that.
like islands, but they're like bodies of land and shit. And then I was like, dude, what if these are the black sites, bro? The black sites of the EIA, of the CIA that are never told to us and shit, dude. Because then I'm like,
Probably.
what the fuck?
You know something I never understood? The Bermuda Triangle.
That shit is
I
freaky.
never understood that.
Freaky
I've
as
heard
fuck.
about that years ago. I remember years ago. I still remember I was a wee little lad.
Mm.
I think it was like 6th grade, maybe like 3rd, 4th. I think it was like, I think it was like 6th grade. I remember hearing something about the Bermuda Triangle.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I went into a whole fucking rabbit hole and talking about aliens and all this other shit. But that's a weird thing. Oh, I remember now. It was in a movie, what is it? Center of the Planet of the Earth or something like that.
What the fuck?
Fuck, it was a movie with like that one guy that comes out in The Mummy. That
I
fuck.
don't fucking know.
What's his name?
I don't know.
He was bad, bro. He's the main actor in the movie The Mummy.
Deanna Jones,
No, bro, he came back. He did a comeback.
I don't fucking know, dude.
He played that one character called the Whale in the movie The Whale.
Nah, bro.
Fuck, what is
Lost
his
me.
name?
You lost me, bro. You
Jason
lost me.
Statham. No, it's not Jason Statham.
That's the bald dude.
I forgot his name, but he was big in the 90s and stuff. He did a movie called Center of the Planet of the Earth or something like that. And they like went into like the Bermuda Triangle and like it was just a fucking hurricane, but then they got like sucked in the hurricane, like a whirlpool, and then it took him to the center of the earth, but then there was a whole fucking different thing in the center of the earth, and it's weird. It's weird.
And then the reason why they stopped doing a lot of these tests was because like one, it was cost effective,
Oh, duh.
and then two, it was just like it's really just hard to train a fucking wild animal and shit. And then guess how much money it cost with the cat and the implants and shit.
Probably like $1 million.
At that time, think about it like this: they were doing a lot of this shit in the late 90s,
Damn.
and that fucking cat that they implanted and shit, it supposedly cost them $25 million at that time.
Get the fuck out of here for
But-
what, dude?
To implant the cat with all this bullshit and stuff, dude. And then in my head, I was like, is the antenna like the shit? Are they like listening from the fucking stratosphere or some bullshit or what?
Yeah, it has to be some good quality microphones.
And I was like, bro, and I think with the cat, they were trying to spy on some Eastern motherfuckers like Russians or somebody in the East. And I'm like, bro, are they listening from like Area 51 and the antennas like directly communicating with an antenna at that point? I was like, what the fuck?
That's something I want to do in my lifetime.
Like
Something I want to
25
do in my
million?
lifetime is I want to go inside Area 51 and see what all the fuss is about. You know?
Yeah. I mean,
Like-
but
Like, what if Area 51 is just like not what the hype is about? You know?
it probably is.
What if it's just like
probably is.
what if it's just like a bar for like the army or something?
Who knows, man?
You ever think about that?
Probably.
Like, what if it's a bar? I also heard though that the B-52 or no, the stealth bomber
The flying Dorito.
was technically reverse engineered from a alien spacecraft.
Dude,
I could be wrong, but think about it. It looks very UFO-y.
I mean,
And for you not to hear it until it's like
right over you, basically.
Basically right over you.
There is like a law
You know?
that there's this weird law where, like this is one of the two laws where if you can hear something from afar, it's louder towards you, or it gets quieter towards you, but it gets louder as it goes away. But then the B2 is like the complete fucking opposite or some shit. I still remember.
They used to say that thing about the T-Rex, or no, about the Wendigo too. Like if you could hear a Wendigo from far away, like if you hear, like for example, there was a video on TikTok that I saw that said that this guy owned a barn, and he started hearing a female screaming help, but he heard it really far away. And then in the comments it said, the farther you hear, the farther that you hear it, or no, how does it? The quieter it is, the closer it is to you.
Some shit like that. And I still remember it, man.
Yeah.
That's some weird shit.
And then the louder it is, no, the louder it is, the quieter it is closer to you. The louder it is farther away from you.
Yeah, something like that. It's like some weird law with like sound and shit and distance.
Or maybe I'm saying that backwards.
It might be. But I still remember, man. If y'all ever experienced a B2 in person and how low it was to us that day, I don't think you were there that day.
Oh, I've seen it though.
That motherfucker, dude. But the way that shit was close to the goddamn house, dude, I still describe it as being able to jump and touch it, because the way that shit was closed down, and I think it was two of them that flew above us. My dog, I dead ass thought we were gonna die because the whole fucking house started shaking. Like dead ass, I fucking saw my base going like, it wasn't like an earthquake. It literally started shaking like this. I was like, what the fuck was that? And then the neighbors were like, did y'all hear that? I was like, yeah. And all I hear is, and I just see the Stellar go, and I was like, holy fuck.
You should have started screaming, Allahu Akbar.
Oh my God.
Allah.
I'm like,
but you
fuck.
know, I think the United States is the only country in the world that has a B-52. Or is it called a B-52?
It's a B2.
Or a B-2.
A B2 bomber.
I'm thinking about the fucking Black Ops B-52
That one was really nice. The fucking that B-52 fucking that shit.
But another thing too that actually is really dope that I heard was like the only time that you could hear it is when you know that it missed is the Warhog.
Oh, the Warhog?
Yeah, the Warhogs.
The fucking burr.
Yeah, the burr.
That shit is so sick. I still don't, man. Because every time you see footage of it, you see like the smoke coming out from the Gatling gun, and then you hear like the brrr. I'm like, that's fucking weird. That's so cool.
And I heard it for the first time, not in real life, but like a real life one. And I was like, and it brought me back to fucking, what was the game that had it? Black Ops 2, no? I think it had a Warhog.
No, it wasn't. No, BO2 had, no, you said Black Ops or Black Ops 2?
Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2 had the Warhog, like the fucking, like the big ass ship with like the two spinning shits on the side. I think I had that one.
No, that's the VTOL warship.
Yeah, the VTOL. There you go. They had the VTOL.
There was a Call of Duty game that had the Warhog. I think it was Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 had the Warhog. And then like you would call it in, and all you hear is the little coming in and coming out.
Oh yeah,
it was Black Ops 2.
It was either that one or BO1.
No, it was Black Ops 2 because Black Ops 1 was like then in like the.
I feel like it was one of those two games. Though. I feel like it was one of those two games.
Yeah, no, it was Black Ops. I think it was Black Ops 2.
That shit was so fire.
When I heard it, I actually saw footage of it, like in a testing military ground or something like that. And I heard it, and I was like, "Damn, that actually sounds really fucking dope." Like really dope.
And the way that shit sounds like an open field, and it just sounds so fucking scary too. And then real quick with the fucking with that whole animal testing shit, recently, some fucking students or some bitches in MIT. At a college in MIT, I don't know where the fuck. That's like a Michigan college, probably. They managed to basically make a moth a actual like surveillance drone. So they've actually managed to like control the motherfucker like a goddamn RC, like a damn RC plane, dude. Well, why? Like, what the fuck?
Why don't they just make drones like that though?
Maybe because like I don't know. But it was kind of fucked up because they did explain that even with the slightest gust of wind, it would just go like, it would just die, blow up on the fucking on site. So it was high risk, high reward, extremely high risk, and it was like extremely low risk, no high risk, but with damn near the worst payoff of all time. But what's funny is
high
that
risk, low reward.
But what's funny about the cat is that they took off all the implants and they just released it.
Oh, fuck, man. I'm tired.
Imagine buying a cat that's like, yes, this cat was used in a CIA operative black site, but he's no longer implanted, as you can see in these x-rays.
Nah, I would have been like, I don't trust it.
I don't trust it. You could keep him.
I want something else. Give me another cat because I don't trust it.
And then also, damn, look at almost, no, not really.
Hold on, let me select the topic.
No, I want to do the top one real quick,
right,
too.
bet.
Real quick, because I thought this shit was metal as fuck, bro. Because there was this little kid that went missing in Germany.
Okay.
And these fuckers, you know how here in the U.S., they're like, yeah, we'll go find him. Here, Hound, go fucking find him.
Yeah.
We found clues. We become fucking, Mr. Find Him and shit. In Germany, bro, these fuckers, for this little kid that went missing, they whipped out fucking F-22s. Like F-22 jets with like with night vision and like high definition resolution, like night vision sonars and shit. And they had these motherfuckers flying in the dead of night, just looking everywhere for this fucking kid. And I think they ended up finding him, but he unfortunately died.
How did he die, bro?
I don't know if it was homicide or if it was an accident because he like wandered off.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because like these fucking Germans had the whole goddamn military finding this little kid. And then, oh, it's you. They had the whole goddamn military looking for this kid with the jets and shit. And then people in the comments are saying, like, imagine if the U.S. like having 98% of the fucking budget would go out and look for missing children and missing people out there and stuff like this.
It's funny too that I thought about it now that you bring that up because I was thinking about it a while ago. America, the United States of America, is considered the greatest country in the world because of your freedom of, the Constitution, freedom of speech or whatever. Because again, we could say fuck Donald Trump and we could say fuck Obama and we could say, he was a piece of shit, fucking that Joe Biden guy or whatever. And nothing happens to you, right? They're not going to come out to you and fucking kill you and any of that stuff. But our fucking healthcare system and our pretty much everything fucking else in the United States is absolute dog shit. So if we had the healthcare system like the French do or like Germany do or like Canada does, and we had that freedom, it would be like, damn, the U.S. is the greatest country in the world.
You know what's...
Which reminds me, did you see Donald Trump's dumb-ass, fucking retarded-ass military parade?
He had a military parade?
Yeah, so you didn't know that?
No.
So for his birthday, he had like a military parade.
For his birthday!
Right? And like nobody showed up. He spent, I think, $45 million on the parade. And it was a total fucking joke.
Wow.
When the soldiers were marching, it was literally out of sync. Like they weren't in sync. He swore in new recruits, but again, he didn't even look proud.
Bruh.
He looked dumb. And it's funny because a lot of the comments were like, he's a draft dodger, if you didn't know that. So when they were doing the draft, like in Vietnam and stuff like that.
That whole birthday shit.
Yeah. So when he was doing he dodged the draft. So he pretty much said, I'm not going. Yeah. So they put him in jail.
Fuck.
I don't even know if they put him in jail or he probably paid the fee. But if you do that, if you refuse to serve during a draft, you could go to prison. So anyway, people were saying in the comments, like, it's funny how a draft dodger is swearing in new military recruits and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But the fucking the joke is there were more people protesting, quote unquote, no King's Day.
I still don't know what the fuck that means.
So it's pretty much like it was a protest because people think that Trump wants to become a king.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why it was called No King's Day, because the people don't want a king. That's the whole thing about the United States. That's how we were founded. We were founded because we didn't want to be ruled by England, no kings anymore. So we created the Constitution. It's a free country. There's no kings. There will be a president, but he's not going to have ultimate power.
Yeah.
Like the king in England did back in the day.
Or like a dictator and shit.
Yeah,
too.
pretty much. So there were more people protesting No King's Day than there were people in the parade.
Fuck.
If you see footage of the parade, and if whoever's editing, please put some video up here.
I didn't even know that shit was a thing.
It was literally half empty.
You know what the fuck is also even
Hold on, man, I'm not done.
I thought you were done.
It was
this.
half empty, and it was just a total fucking joke. And then you can see a guy how for example, Kim Jong-un, what do they call him? Our supreme leader.
Yeah.
Has what's it called? Like the parade stuff too. Like you can see the nukes, you can see the tanks and all that sort of shit. And everybody's like cheering and fucking yeah, and they're all in fucking sync. In our parade, it was so fucking quiet. You could hear the fucking tank's wheel squeaking.
That's so
And
fun.
then everybody was like out of sync, like marching out of sync. And there was a guy with the drone, literally just carrying the drone, walking. It was fucking.
Fuck?
It was, because we have like there's drone, that's another scary thing, bro. At first it was trench warfare, then it was World War II and World War I, all that stuff, and there was like different kinds of warfare. Then we had gas warfare like during World War I as well. And now we have what we're calling drone warfare, which is they're using drones as bombs, bro. Suicide, kamikazes, pretty much, but with drones. It's scary, bro. Imagine hearing the little fucking drone buzzing thing and just
that whole like the whole like healthcare shit too. I recently saw that whoever the fuck is like now running like the healthcare system and like United Health, the guy is suing some fucking higher like pirate like in the government justice system because quote patients are getting too much care and they're losing money on the pharmaceuticals now. So ever since that the CEO of what's the fuck's his name, Luigi Germanini, did us a favor and shit and killed off the CEO, like I guess there's been like a fucking boost in like people getting like better care from the healthcare system. Mm-hmm. And the guy who stepped up, I guess, started suing some other people because they're losing money because people are getting the things they need at like an affordable price or for free now. Mm-hmm. And the people in the comments are saying like, isn't this a fucking joke and shit? A multi-billionaire is crying about losing money because the country that he lives in is getting the care they need.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, what the fuck?
There was an outburst a while ago, like a week or so ago. By the time you're watching this video, but the time of the recording, it happened like 2 or 3 days ago.
And we're probably in the fucking war.
Yeah, we're probably already fighting a war. We don't even know. Long story short, there was a guy with cancer, lung cancer, who needed a double lung transplant. Right? He needed a double lung transplant in order to survive. So, the healthcare system that he had, the healthcare provider, denied him the double lung transplant, but then they approved him for it after a while. Before he could get his surgery, he died.
Bruh.
Because it was too late, quote unquote. They took too long to approve it, so he ended up dying because he had, I think, stage 4, if I'm not mistaken, lung cancer.
Deep.
Yeah, so he needed that transplant in order to survive. They found a match, but then they denied it. And by they, I mean the healthcare system denied it because it didn't meet his qualifications or something. And then, I don't want to say he cried about it, but he cried about it. And then, it went all over the news. And I guess they got so much backlash that they approved it, but it was too late. So,
what the fuck?
Yeah, bro.
That shit is tough, bro. This shit is fucking tough.
So he was denied and then approved, but then he died because they took too long to approve it.
About like your drone shit. I don't know if that's scary because we low key gotta fucking give props to the dude who was helping out with the TSAR Bomba, because the TSAR Bomba is said to was obviously the biggest nuclear bomb ever gone off in human history by the Russians, and originally they were going to use uranium for this fucking bomb. And instead, in the last couple minutes, last fucking little tits and tats, the guy who was helping out with the bomb said, guys, we're probably going to die if we launch this bitch with uranium, so let's use lead. So imagine originally with uranium, the bomb was gonna be 100 megatons. Now, mind you, have you seen footage of Castle Bravo? Oh, what the fuck, dude. So Castle Bravo is the biggest bomb gone off in U.S. history.
I don't even know what that is.
That bitch, I'm surprised. That bitch went off at 13 to 15 megatons.
Yeah.
And Russia was about to launch this bitch with uranium and at 100 megatons. And if you see footage of Castle Bravo, you're like, what the fuck?
I'm going to Google it.
And then the dude was like, yeah, let's use lead instead. So it went from 100 to 50. So instead of being, punched in the face by Brock Lesnar's prime, you got hit by his fucking daughter in her prime now. So it was like, it ain't going to hurt, but it's still going to hurt. Just not as fucking much as 100 megatons.
Isn't that what technically, what's his name, warned us about?
Who?
Oppenheimer?
Yeah. So, yeah, he basically did, dude.
He pretty much said, like, we're just going to keep making stronger and stronger bombs. And it's just like, we're playing with fire.
And
wouldn't that hurt the Earth?
Yeah, it was going to fucking hurt the Earth because 100 megatons of uranium, bro, would have probably killed off all of Russia's probably sea life and shit. Because like I said,
because they blow it up in the ocean, huh?
They either blew it up in the ocean or out in the fucking desert and shit. But even then, that part of like the land would have just gone Chernobyl and shit. And then what even made it more scary was that at that time, not even, I believe, the U.S. scientists were able to make 2 primary devices go off. So this bomb had 2 main primary like detonations, which was tricky as hell at that time because it's kind of like trying to turn on like, I don't know, like at that time trying to turn on 2 fucking PS5s at that time, but they didn't know how to fucking do it. And especially with the big ass warhead, they're like, it's kind of tricky, but they somehow knew how to do it. So because they knew how to detonate 2 bombs at the same time, it made it even more powerful.
Yeah.
So on top of that, they wanted to use straight fucking uranium, but then they're like, yeah, let's just use lead instead. And even at 50 megatons, that shit went off like a fucking fuck, man.
Well, I don't know, man.
That shit was fucked up though. It's fucked up how that shit went off, and that one guy straight up just said like, yo, dude, I might need to save you guys.
Let's relax for a quick second.
No, that shit was fucked up.
Oh, I don't know, bro. I think honestly, like, if this whole world, and you know what's funny, we're talking about the World War III thing. A lot of people say that you don't know it's a world war until after the war. I think World War I was called the Great War. If not, I think it was World War II. But anyway, they didn't call it World War until after the war.
Really?
So yeah, they didn't. So technically, if Iran and Israel go to war and then we join fucking Israel or Iran, I think we'll join Israel rather than Iran. But if we join Israel, Iran has China and Russia, and then that becomes another war.
We have South Korea, but I don't know what the fuck they gonna do.
What the fuck are they gonna do?
That's what I'm saying.
And not only do they have China, they have North Korea too. As much shit as you want to talk about Kim Jong-un, I mean, he does seem like he has a lot of nuclear weapons.
He got some big ass ones too, bro.
And a lot of people on TikTok are saying, and me myself included, are saying, why the fuck don't presidents just 1v1? Like,
literally, bro.
Like, for real, they should. Instead of them sending... And it's funny because I seen that one bitch. I can't fucking stand her bitch ass. The one that talked for Donald Trump.
Talks?
Yeah, some white fucking... It sounds racist, but some white fucking bitch.
Nah,
I forgot her fucking name. She's like the speaker of the house or some shit. I don't know. But she does a lot of fucking like... She does a lot of press things at the White House, and she talks like, I don't know her fucking name. If I find out her name, put her fucking name right here, in a picture of her. But that fucking bitch, I can't fucking stand her because she was talking about how Donald Trump confirmed. She said in Donald Trump's own words, we will prepare for attack on Iran in 2 weeks or something like that. Those are his words.
Oh, that he has like 2 weeks to fucking
or some shit
it.
like that. And I'm like, bitch, you're not the one fucking worried about it. Of course, your bitch ass ain't gonna find the war. Your family ain't gonna find the war either. Guess who they're gonna send? They're gonna send the poor. They're gonna send this. They're gonna send. our troops. And it's like, bro, why I can't fucking stand
like that one,
shit.
like that one dude said, bro. We literally send kids who can't even come back and fucking
have
drink
to drink alcohol, dude.
But we'll send them out to fucking get their heads blown off by fucking war criminals,
which
and
is
shit.
stupid. And that's something that should be considered all over the world. If there is a war between two countries, why don't you fucking send the rich and the powerful? And if you don't even want to send the rich, send the fucking powerful. Send your people in your fucking office to war too. Not just your fucking citizens. Send your goddamn people who are with you in your office making these decisions to war.
Not even that, bro. Like, fucking use the rich and the rich's money. They got money to fucking spend, bro. They got billions of dollars.
If you really fucking think about it, bro, money doesn't mean shit. It's gonna take one person for it to for us to decide this means nothing to me. This means absolutely nothing to me. And then everybody else is going to wake up and say money is absolutely not a necessity. Because guess what? We created money. We created that shit. We did. Money is printed every single goddamn day, every single minute.
Like I said,
and it's technically useless. If you really think about it, the only reason it's really wealthy or really useful to us is because we created a concept that we have to pay for necessities. That we have to pay, 50 fucking bucks to go out to eat. Or we have to pay, whatever the fuck I paid for this fucking phone in order to use it. That we have to pay for services. We don't have, it's provided for us. We have the intelligence to create things. Why the fuck are we spending money to create things? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, for example, during World War II, right? During World War II, Adolf Hitler spent a lot of money creating tanks, jets, and all that stuff. Same thing with the Army, the U.S. Army. We spent so much money creating the nuclear bomb. Why? We had the people who were intelligent enough to create it. Why do we have to spend money?
Because, like, the Russians with the TSAR Bomba, it wasn't just for power, it's for glory. It was just to say, look what the fuck I can make,
I understand that. Like, I get it. But what I'm saying is, like, why do we have to spend money when we have the resources? Like, for example, why the hell am I going to spend... well, I mean, I get it. Like, you have to, like, people are not just going to give things for free. Like, I understand that. But it's like, if we all agreed upon it, technically, we could all do that. We could all have things for free.
Basically, man.
But then then people are going to be like, well, technically, it's... If everybody has the same thing, it's communism. I don't know, man. I don't think
Japan is like that. They got free healthcare and everybody living like a fucking... Everybody living all right over there. I mean, definitely not their work life, but they live with free healthcare at least, and they're doing all right and shit.
But I mean, like, I don't know, man.
And you know what's weird though? I did watch a video by a friend as well where Kim Jong-un's sister is considered the most dangerous person in the world because she's literally the brother of Kim Jong-un and shit, and she's hella private.
You mean the sister?
Yeah, the
Kim
sister.
Jong-un?
Yeah.
You said the brother.
I thought I said sister.
No, you said
and brother. There was a comment in there that really, really stood out that said, how is it that Kim Jong-un grew... I don't know if he grew up, but he got his education in Switzerland. And it's considered like the happiest country in the world. And somebody said, how is it that the dictator of North Korea got his education and grew up in Switzerland, doesn't see how he's treating his people, as opposed to how Switzerland is considered the happiest country in the world?
Yeah.
And it's like, how the fuck do you grow up in a place like Switzerland, get your education there, and then you become this dictator who basically just fucking throws their country into famine over...
Here's the thing. Donald, baby, if you're listening, he wants to become even though he didn't say it out of his own words, I guarantee you he wants to be a dictator so goddamn bad. You don't make people... And this goes to every dictator out there. If you really want to become a dictator, you don't have to show fear. Play reverse, bro. Play the reverse psychology on them. Give them everything. Because if you think about it, a dictator is gonna say, "You listen to me or you fucking die," right?
Yeah.
So it only takes a handful of people to stand up to it, and look what happened to Saddam Hussein.
What happened to him again?
The motherfucker died. He got overthrown. All you need to do is have people like you, because if you have people like you, they will die for you. I guarantee you. Guarantee. Look at all these Trump supporters, bro. Look at them. Talk about it. You see that video?
No.
Of that one guy goes, "Donald Trump, if you could hear me,
That shit is
save
so funny,
me."
bro.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Ah, shit is funny as fuck.
He's talking to Donald Trump like he's a fucking god. And in his eyes, he probably sees Donald Trump as God because he loves Donald Trump so much. Dude, Donald, listen. All you have to do is have people like you. Make people like you. Give out free health care. Give out free stuff. You know, make America great again, like you said. And people will, guarantee you, start liking you. And then you could have a dictatorship in America.
Mm-hmm.
You could technically be a dictator of the land of the free. It's that simple, bro. Look at Obama. Nobody really hates Obama.
Nah.
I love Obama.
Even though he deported way more people than,
But guess
than
what?
Donald Trump did.
But guess what though? Obama did it completely different than how Donald is doing it.
I forgot how the fuck he did it again.
Obama did it the right way.
Which
Obama was going, and Obama said it himself. We're going to do it, you know, morally and realistically. We're not gonna, you know, deport families. I'm gonna deport the criminals. And we're gonna do it the right way. What fucking Trump is doing, he's sending out raids. If you really think about it, ICE is more of a Gestapo now than it is
big ass word.
a fucking, you know, what is it called? Immigration custom enforcement thing.
Yeah.
What they're doing, how the way Donald Trump is doing it is the way they fucking rounded up the Jews in 1940, which is by force. I mean, come on, dude. Like, do it the right way. And I get, you know, most of the people that are getting deported, it might not be all of them, but most of the people are criminals. They do have criminal history and all that stuff. But you're doing it the wrong way. And it's sending out a message that you really don't want to send.
Yeah.
You know, like, do it the right way by enforcing it, if that makes sense. But again, just don't do it the way that he's doing, because right now it's sending out a bad message.
He's basically saying, like, you're not safe outside.
It pretty much is what it's saying.
You can't even, like, take your kids out to fucking play
exactly
for shit anymore.
And everybody is so... And with the way that these ICE agents are doing it is they're doing it wrong. Because, again, they're targeting people of color. And I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just seeing, you know, a lot of videos that are meant for me because I liked one video and now I'm seeing a bunch of these videos.
Yeah.
But in my eyes, what they're doing is, like, they're just being discriminatory and they're just grabbing people off the street just because
They're basically
they look Hispanic.
They're basically legal. They're legally kidnapping people.
It's not even legally. You can't even do that. You have to have a warrant. Like, they're going into fucking restaurants and
even car washes
businesses
too,
and all this stuff unconstitutionally, because you need a warrant in order to search a business. Same thing in order to go to a house. You need a warrant. You know, they can't just come in here and be like, okay, we're ICE, we're here to... No, you need a warrant.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of these people that are immigrants are here doing the right thing, paying their bills, paying, you know, trying to live a better life. But they're getting so fucking scared, and everybody's so, like, you know, on edge, on their toes, because the way that Trump is doing it, he's doing it the wrong way. If you wanted to do this the right way, you could have done it a whole totally different way. Totally fucking different. I guarantee you there's a bunch of fucking immigrants out there, and by immigrants, I don't mean just Mexicans or Hispanic people. I'm talking Asian, African, German,
the whole goddamn
English, the whole world.
Yeah.
Right? Swedish. I guarantee you there's a bunch of them out there under police records that are undocumented that have done terrible and horrible crimes. He could have gone that route. Let's look for the people that have already committed crimes that, when it comes to murder, theft or whatever, like super bad crimes, right? Let's look at those and let's take those people out of here to send a message. Not go out on the fucking streets of LA and just grab people because, they look like they that looks like a fucking immigrant. Like,
And even fucking worse, they're doing it also at immigration centers and shit too.
Again,
like people
it's
who
like,
are
why?
going, people who are going to get their citizenship can't even do that anymore.
People who are
because they're-
trying to
they're-
do it the right way are getting targeted too. Why? See, again, you're sending a bad message, and you're trying to do it the way. If you are trying to become a dictator, Donald, you're doing it the wrong way. You're trying to do it by fear. That's not the way that you do things. Maybe if you had the army and the military behind your back, a lot of people in the army, dude, are a lot of fucking immigrants too out there because they're trying to get their green card. They're trying to get their registration through the army because that's what we do. That's what America is. I don't know if they do it anymore, but I'm just saying. A lot of these people that are in the army are immigrant, kids, if that makes sense. They're kids from immigrants. You don't want to do that. You don't do that shit, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah.
If you really want to become a dictator, do it the right way. And by doing it the right way, I mean get people to like you. Because, again, people that like you will die for you. They will stand on business, pretty much, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it sounds like I'm trying to, I'm just saying,
You basically are trying to hype this fucker up to become a dictator, bro.
It sounds like it, but I'm not. I'm just saying, like, if he is trying to do it, like, do it the right fucking way. Like, and he's trying to do it like he's been in office for years upon years. And it's like, you're not going to do that because people aren't scared of you. People are going to stand up against you. You're doing it. You're trying to become a dictator in the land of the free, where people have the right to bear arms and people have the right to fight back, and it's like,
even when that motherfucker literally was like, yeah, I think we should start doing 3 terms now. And then some people are like 12 years of the same fucking dude at that point, just fucking become the king at that point.
But
at that point, just have your son become the next fucking president at that point.
The thing is, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're gonna do. I guarantee you, the Republican Party has a lot of the House, meaning like they have a lot of spots in the House and then the government. So I guarantee you in 2020, when is the next 2028? In 2028, when the next term comes around, I guarantee you JD Vance is going to run for office, or another Republican is going to run for office, and they're going to choose the Republican. And I don't know. People say that Kamala was going to be pretty bad. I don't know, bro.
I mean, I was looking starting to panic when this motherfucker was when people started saying that Kamala was going to try to run for governor of California. I was like, bro, I've already heard horror stories of you being the fucking mayor or some shit of San Francisco.
You know what, bro?
And it's like, what the fuck?
I'll tell you right now, if Governor Newsom runs for office, I would vote for Governor Newsom.
I've heard he's done some good. Honestly, I don't think we ever talked about this, but I really don't understand the whole vote for this person as candidate during like the presidency runs for like the state governors and shit. Because they're basically like legalized defamation, where it's like this counts or this candidate represented a person of sexual assault when the victim already had evidence. And in my head, I'm like, dog, like it isn't their job to be like, yeah, I'm with you, bro. Like their job just says to like, you have a job to basically win the case and that's it.
Yeah.
By any means necessary. Like you don't think the fucking
well, that's the way.
Was it OJ? Oh, I was supposed to say OJ Newsom. OJ Simpson's fucking defense people were like under scrutiny and shit. It's like, dude, that's their job, is to defend their client and try to win the case.
That's the thing, though. If you look at the 2008 elections, when I think it was Mitt Romney and Obama running for office,
Obama.
There's a big difference, bro. That when it was Biden and Trump running.
I'm a bust a convert. Who the fuck is that guy, McRomney?
Or when what's his name? Who was before Biden? Hillary Clinton. When Hillary and Donald Trump were running for office, in 2016.
Man,
What's it called?
those emails really did her dirty.
It
bro.
was complete chaos because it was just Donald Trump bashing everybody.
Yeah.
You know, talking shit about everybody. Now, if you go back to 2008, when again it was Mitt Romney and Obama, a lot of these, and even before then, all of these candidates respected each other. They would all be like, well, you know, they would be like, what do you think about what do you think about, they would ask Mitt Romney, what do you think about Obama? And then they would ask, well, Obama, and they would say, Mitt Romney would say, Obama is a kind-hearted person, da-da-da-da-da, but I just disagree with him. Simple as that. And same thing with Obama. Mitt Romney's a good person, da-da-da-da-da, but I just disagree with him. It was like that. It was interesting watching, you know, the debates back then. Mitt Romney was the guy that he was a Mormon. He was the guy that ran for office. Yeah.
Oh, Mormon being our president would be a fucking terrible thing. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh my god, dude,
I'm
that
sorry.
sounds
That would be terrible, dude. Fuck me, my ass, dude.
I agree with you. But anyway,
I mean, and one thing is like I did see a video recently about how there was this like family who had like I guess they were either like a house of immigrants or they had like immigrant family members, and they supposedly had like a fucking welfare check put on them. Now, I don't know how welfare checks go in state by state, but I know that the general consensus is that somebody calls to have a welfare check done on somebody. And I'm assuming that these group of people just didn't have anybody, so they say, hey, we got a welfare check, and the guy they got lowered up like right away.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, who called it in? And they're like, oh, we just got somebody said to come do a welfare check. And he's like, well, what's their name? And they're like, we can't give that to you. And some other shit. And it was just completely sus and shit, because then they was talking about like how it's completely unwarranted how they were doing it, because a lot of people in the comments were saying like the way they were like trying to act out how, oh, it's just a routine welfare check. But these motherfuckers were in suits, whole ass vests, and a whole ass truck and shit. And some people were saying like if they didn't get lowered up right away, they would have most likely just raided them out of fucking just.
But again,
like,
that's
out of that shit.
That's technically unconstitutional. You can't.
Yeah.
Just because somebody calls a welfare check. See, people who are not corrupt, like a cop, right? If I were to call a welfare check on you, right? Let's say I go on a trip, and I haven't heard from you in weeks, right?
Yeah.
Or days. I could call the cops, or 911, and sheriff's department, and say, hey, I want to do a welfare check on, so and so. Why? Well, he's my nephew and he's not answering the phone. Okay, well, we'll have a deputy go out and check. They can come to the house and they can knock on the door, and if they have probable cause, for example, let's say that they look through the window, right? Because they could do that. They could look through the window and then they see blood or whatever. Yeah, that's when they can come in, because there's probable cause of a crime happening,
and they could force themselves.
They could force themselves in. But if they look at the house, they come in and they look at the window, and there's nothing suspicious. They keep knocking on the door. They knock or whatever, and you don't open the door. They can't come in because they don't have a warrant. Then that's when they will go and be like, okay, well, he's not answering the door. Well, let's see if we can get a warrant to come in the house. And
or they could ask the homeowner if the homeowner's okay with them like forcefully getting in or some shit. Or if they could just enter.
They could say that. They could be like, they could call me back and say, well, your nephew's not really answering the door. Who's the homeowner? And I could say, oh, I'm the homeowner. And they'll be like, well, do we have permission to go in? I'd be like, yeah, go on in.
Yeah.
Now if I say no, they'll be like, well, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
If he's not answering the door, maybe he's not home. Or whatever. But, for like, dude, like, I don't know, man. Like, America is low key, not even low key, high key, medium key, going to shit, bro.
It's like that CIA agent, the fucking, the Afro dude, the African American Afro guy.
Yeah. Oh, he was on Joe Rogan, actually.
Oh, yeah, that motherfucker. Even he predicted like years ago, I believe, or even, I think it was either a year ago or years ago, how the U.S. is going into a stage of like, they're going to try to find a way, they're going to try to find their identity. But it's gonna be a really, really, really bad identity crisis and shit.
It's because everybody's fighting for like different things, and it's like, dude, like we have to agree on. If we want to be the greatest country again, we have to kind of come together like we did on 9/11, and just be a country, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
And then some people were even talking about how they wanted the U.S. to split into two. because of how the Republicans and Democrats are like just splitting shit,
And that was one of George Washington's biggest regrets,
which was
creating parties.
Yeah, it's basically just modern day segregation if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's just modern day segregation.
Stupid. That was one of George Washington. I don't know if it's true. I read it online.
What we need is a president like fucking George Washington. Come with us to the fucking Great Delaware and shit.
He was literally the only president,
First and last.
the first and the last president that actually fought in a fucking war. Well, actually, Eisenhower was also. Was it Eisenhower? I think it was Eisenhower. Yeah, he was also a general during World War II. So technically,
fucking dope, bro.
So technically, Eisenhower is the second one, the last one.
I don't think he did it like George, where he fucking said, "Get them damn canopies up. We're gonna travel to goddamn Delaware."
Yeah,
we're going out there, and we got that dope ass, hard, tough ass photo of him. Fucking go get them, motherfucker.
Do you think that was real?
Probably. Who knows?
I don't know.
It was probably different.
Get the fucking outro music going. I don't really get into politics, but I'm just saying, dude. I don't know. Watch the fucking CIA come to my house now.
They're like, hey man, you talked a lot about them damn birds and shit, dude. You weren't supposed to talk about that.
Anyway,
my name's Agent Tina.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tina?
Boys, Tina. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
What if that's who Dashi was referencing this whole time, bro? Tina.
Probably.
Oh man.
Welcome back. I always say welcome back. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of an Unnamed podcast. If you have been with us for the entire hour and 18 whatever minutes we are in, thank you guys so much for listening to the very end. Let us know your thoughts. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. I've seen a lot of people say, you make some good stuff.
Yeah.
Your podcasts are pretty interesting. Right. We're not sponsored.
Literally.
We don't make money. But if you really want to support us, just subscribe. You don't even have to like the video. Just subscribe.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to subscribe, just like the video.
We're literally like the goated second monitor content out on YouTube right now.
I'm my mama. Look, listen. Goated. We don't judge. You know what I'm saying? We don't discriminate. We love all life. Literally, it's in our intro. People of all lives and genders. Welcome back. All I'm saying is subscribe.
I thought you were going to say Susan.
Anyway. I actually used to know a bitch named Susan. Anyway. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, join us next week or in 2 weeks whenever we release an episode. And join us back. Like always, I've been your host with the most. It's been 90 with co-host
Lord Sodium
69. And we'll see you guys on the next one.